Good afternoon. My name is Josh Evans. I'm currently the chairman of the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors. And as our Board of Supervisors has just concluded our budgetary meetings for the upcoming 2021 and 2022 budget for Dickinson County, I would like to give you a little bit of information on how our budgeting process went. And if you will listen to me right now, I'd like to talk a little bit about how the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors is funding the Dickinson County school system for this upcoming fiscal year. I'd like each of you to know that each of our 5 members of our board care deeply for Dickinson County, its citizens, its taxpayers, and its business owners. Our board and our administrator and all of our staff take very seriously the appropriation process, the taxing process, and most importantly, the spending process. This money is your money, and our burden is to make sure that it is spent appropriately and transparently and fairly amongst the county agencies. Over the past several months, our board has met with each agency department and head, including the Dickinson County School Board and Superintendent Mrs. Robinson. Our goal for our board is, number one, to be prudent spenders of the taxpayer dollar and also provide the best quality education for our children and families of Dickinson County. As you probably know, one of the largest budget items in our entire budget is the appropriation to the Dickinson County School Board. This has always been an annual appropriation that is very difficult sometimes, and very good sometimes, depending on how revenues are, but it's always an appropriation that this board takes very seriously. As you probably know, the school board gets funding from 3 primary sources: the federal government, the state government, and the local government, meaning the Board of Supervisors. For the 2020-21 cycle, the school board received additional funding from our board in the amount of $140,000 in what's commonly been referred to as CARES Act funding or COVID funding. Our board took very seriously the COVID crisis, the impact that it had on our teachers, faculty, and staff, as well as our students and families. And we tried to do everything that we could to ensure that revenue and funding resources were made available to the Dickinson County School Board to continue providing top quality education. And I must say that our school system done a tremendous job with the coronavirus battle and are continuing to do a tremendous job. The Dickinson County School Board for the budget year 2021 will receive $6.4 million in new federal funding to combat the coronavirus pandemic. The school board currently has told the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors that they have approximately $1 million from the 2021 budget that will not be spent in this budget cycle. This means that the school board, fortunately, has approximately $1 million in what can be called carryover or surplus monies to go into the 2021-2022 budget year. The Dickinson County Board of Supervisors has voted to allow the Dickinson County School Board to maintain and keep that entire $1 million amount. They have saved their money and done well and have a huge carryover amount, and they, as far as we are concerned, are going to be permitted to keep that. By code and statute, the Board of Supervisors has to vote to permit them to keep those monies, and we intend to do so. Based upon all the federal, state, and county anticipated funding, the Board of Supervisors intends to appropriate this fiscal year to the Dickinson County School Board an amount of $4,742,749 for fiscal year 21-22. As many of you know, and you will hear from in a moment, Larry Barton is a CPA and former budget director for the Dickinson County School Board. Mr. Barton has the full faith of the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors in his analysis of the budget for this year. He is immensely talented and educated in local government funding. Mr. Barton has worked tirelessly to ensure that our board appropriates adequate funding to maintain staffing at current levels in the Dickinson County school system, and to maintain schools being open at current levels in the Dickinson County school system. Frankly, Mr. Barton knows the ins and outs of the Dickinson County School Board budget better than anyone, and he has assured our board that this funding number will maintain adequate funding to provide the best quality education that Dickinson County can provide to our students and families. Following my speech or my talk with you here, Mr. Barton will go into a few more details. However, I do want you to know, as citizens and taxpayers of Dickinson County, that your board has worked very hard to be responsible stewards of your money, to be transparent with you in how we spend your money, and to make sure that each and every child in Dickinson County is afforded the best possible education that we can possibly afford to give them. We take this job very seriously. We appreciate your prayers and support. As this budget concludes and we move on into the year and pivot out of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have very many positive projects in the works. We have good budgetary numbers going forward into 21 and 22. And as always, we look forward to serving you and being accessible to you, the citizens and taxpayers of Dickinson County. And please feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you very much.
I would like to introduce myself. I'm Larry Barton. As a new county administrator, this is my first budget with Dickinson County. Prior to this, as many of you may know, I served as the Director of Finance for Dickinson County Schools and have worked for the past 20 years as a CPA. My prior 5 years of employment has provided me with a good understanding of the budgeting process with both the schools and the county. I have reviewed in detail the requests and budgets from each county agency and department. Here's some information that I wish to share with you regarding the steps taken to arrive at Dickinson County's proposed 2021-2022 budget. The Board of Supervisors had a budget workshop with the school board, including the superintendent. There has been ongoing discussion and dialogue with the superintendent, Mrs. Robinson, and Ms. Taylor, the Director of Finance for the school board. There has been budget analysis made by both myself as County Administrator and the Director of Finance. As County Administrator, I have had multiple budget workshops with the Board of Supervisors to look at the budget streams, including federal, state, and local funding for the school board. The Board of Supervisors is committed to funding a quality educational program for all our children and ensuring that all the school board employees, including teachers, are treated fairly in the budget process. The Board of Supervisors has instructed me as County Administrator to ensure we provide funding that allows the best quality education for all our students and ensure that we have the best school system in all Southwest Virginia. As a part of this budget process, the Board of Supervisors has also instructed me to include a 5% pay raise for all county employees. This will ensure that county employees and school board employees are treated equally. The Board of Supervisors has agreed to provide $4,742,749 in appropriations of local funds for the 21-22 budget, plus allow the estimated $1 million in surplus monies that is in the current school budget and any other funds not spent for the current budget year to carry over. This will provide a minimum of $5,777,239 in local funding for the 2021-2022 school year budget. Based on the $6.4 million of new federal COVID ESSER III funding, based on the surplus $1 million that the Board of Supervisors will allow the school board to roll over into the 21-22 budget, the Board of Supervisors is confident there is sufficient funding from all sources to fund the needs of the school children teachers, and employees of Dickinson County School Board. The budget is funded for the Dickinson County School Board will fully fund the instructional programs for the school system and provide the following: a 5% pay raise for all teachers and employees, which includes a salary scale step. There is ample funds in the school board budget to ensure there should be no increase in insurance premiums or loss of benefits. The funding streams from the county, state, and federal government should also ensure that there is no loss of programs for the students. There should be no closure of any schools during this budget cycle, particularly Irvington Elementary. There should be no layoff of any school board employees because there is ample funding for those currently employed with the school board. With proper planning and budgeting, the school board should be able to purchase a reasonable amount of new buses. The total budget should also include ample funding to protect our most needy and fragile children. The Dickinson County Board of Supervisors has, through this budget process, made a commitment to strive to create an excellent public school system, to ensure that all the school board employees are protected, and to ensure that Dickinson County creates an excellent learning environment for all students. The County Board of Supervisors is committed to ensure that every student gets an appropriate and quality education. The Dickinson County Board of Supervisors has worked diligently with the Dickinson County School Board and Superintendent Robinson in a cooperative and collaborative effort to ensure the success of our school system and students. The Dickinson County Board of Supervisors is committed to being transparent in this budget process. I welcome questions, comments, or any concerns that you may have concerning the county's 2021-22 budget. Please feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you.